So, you've got this amazing idea for an AI agent, but how do you actually turn that spark into a solid, buildable plan? That's the exact gap we're going to close today. We'll walk through the blueprint that takes you from a great idea to an agent that really, truly works. Let's dive in.
Okay, so it happens, right? That light bulb just flicks on, you think, I could build an agent to automate all my reports, or what if I had something that managed my schedule perfectly? Maybe you're even thinking bigger, like something that totally revolutionized your entire workflow. The potential, it feels huge, and you're probably pretty excited about it.
But hold on a second. If you just jump straight into coding or messing with a no-code tool without a plan, well, that's just a recipe for chaos. It's kind of like stacking a pile of bricks and just hoping a house magically appears. You'd never do that, right? You need the architectural drawings first. And for your AI agent, that essential drawing, that's its blueprint.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down what this blueprint actually is. Then, we'll get into the agent's architecture, the technical nuts and bolts. After that, we'll talk about making it ready for the real world, because things get messy. And finally, we'll figure out how to tell if it's actually any good. A super clear path from start to finish.
Okay, let's kick things off with the blueprint itself. And look, this isn't just some boring document. It's the master plan. It is your North Star. It's the single source of truth that you and your team will come back to for every single big decision, making sure everyone is on the same page, building the same thing.
So, what is this blueprint really?
Well, think of it as a framework that basically forces you to answer all the hard questions before you write a single line of code. Questions like, what specific problem are we actually solving here? What data does this thing need to even get started? What does it do with that data once it has it? What comes out the other end? And maybe the most important question of all, how will we even know if it's working?
When you boil it all down, pretty much every agent has this super simple but really powerful flow. First, it takes something in. An email, a row from a database, a question from a user. That's your input. Then it does stuff with it. It might filter it, summarize it, call an AI model. That's the process. And finally, it spits out a result, a message in Slack, a new PDF, an update to your CRM. That's your output. Getting this input process output flow totally clear is like step number one, absolutely critical.
All right, so we've got the core flow down. Now let's get a little more technical and architect the agent's layers. If the blueprint is the big picture plan for the house, these layers are the detailed schematics, for the foundation, the electrical wiring, the plumbing, all the stuff that makes it actually work. This table just lays it all out so nicely. See, every single agent has these 4 layers. Let's just walk through them. First up, you've got the trigger. That's just, how does it start? Is it on a schedule? Does a webhook kick it off? Or do you click a button? Simple. Next, the data layer. Where's it getting its information? APIs, databases, files, you name it. Then comes the logic. This is the brain, right? The core engine doing all the processing. And finally, the output. How does it deliver the goods? A notification, a file, some other action. See, it all fits together.
Okay, so your blueprint is looking good. Your technical layers are all mapped out. Fantastic. But now it's time for a reality check. Because the real world, it's messy. It's not a perfect little sandbox, and your agent has to be tough enough to handle it.
And this right here just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got your perfect plan. Everything's great, the API responds instantly, life is good. But then, there's the real world on the right. APIs time out, servers go down, connections fail. Planning for this stuff isn't being negative, it's what separates a toy from a truly robust, reliable tool.
So, how do you deal with this? This is where the smart planning comes in. You basically give your agent a few superpowers. First, a retry mechanism. If something fails, no big deal, just try it again a couple of times. Second, you build in fallbacks. This is your plan B. If you can't get the data you need, what's the default? And third, an alert system. So when something really critical breaks, it screams for help and lets a human know.
And another huge part of real-world planning is mapping out every single tool your agent needs to connect with. I mean, your agent isn't an island, right? It's got to talk to other systems. So make a list. Is it talking to Slack, email, your CRM, Google Sheets, whatever it is, list it out. Because thinking about this now saves you a massive headache later with authentication, data formats, and all that fun stuff.
All right, we're on the home stretch. We've designed it, we've made it tough enough for the real world, but there's one last crucial piece. How do we know if our masterpiece is, well, a masterpiece? How do we know if it's actually any good? We have to define what success even looks like.
And success can't just be a gut feeling, like, yeah, I think it's working. It has to be something you can measure.
Look at these big ones here. How much time are you saving people? That's huge. Are you cutting down on errors? That's a massive win. And maybe most importantly, are the people using it actually happy with it? You don't have to track everything. Just pick the 1 or 2 metrics that really define value for your project and then track them like a hawk.
And please remember this. Launching your agent isn't the finish line. It's the starting line. A truly great agent is never really done. It's a living thing. You have to plan to come back to it, review what it's doing, get feedback from your users, tweak the logic, improve the prompts. It's this cycle of improvement that takes an agent from kinda useful to I can't live without this thing.
Look, if there's just one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. That time you spend up front, really thinking through and creating a detailed blueprint, it will pay you back tenfold. I guarantee it. It saves you from so much confusion, so much wasted effort. It is the absolute definition of measure twice, cut once when it comes to building AI.
So, there you have it. You've got the framework. You know the core steps, the layers, how to plan for reality, and how to measure success. Your architectural plan is ready to go. The only thing left to ask is, what amazing thing are you gonna build first?